Hey brother, welcome back. This is Charlie McKeever, your happy man coach, and in this video I want to talk to you about what I call the she's nots. A lot of times when I'm talking with a man on a coaching call or when in the group call or inside of the community, he's saying things like she's not, if she would just, she won't, she wouldn't like. He's talking about her exclusively in reference to his desires, the things that he wants for himself. And he is fixated and focused on what she's not doing. He's constantly thinking about what she's thinking and what she's feeling and what she's wanting and what she's doing. But he's really talking about himself. He's talking about his desires. He's talking about what he wants. He's talking about being powerless and feeling dependent and feeling choiceless and feeling victimized. He feels like somebody outside of him, someone outside of him has control over his life, but he doesn't realize that he's the one who's given that person the power. He doesn't realize that he's handed that to her. He's put it in a box, he's put a little bow on it, and he's handed it to her and said, here, hold this. Be responsible for my well-being, for my happiness. Be responsible for doing the things that I feel like I need to be done in order for me to be okay, in order for me to feel safe, to feel whole, to feel complete, to feel like my life has meaning, and to feel like I'm going somewhere and I'm having the life that I want to have. He doesn't realize that he's given her this box and she didn't ask for it. She doesn't want it. In fact, she hates it. She hates that burden, that responsibility, that pressure to be responsible for his happiness, for his joy, for his mood. She doesn't want it, and she hates that he's given it to her. And he doesn't like it either. He doesn't feel good about it. He doesn't feel safe, but he doesn't realize in his words, in his verbiage, in his way of expressing himself about his own desires that he continually talks about her. She's not. And when you push in on these conversations and you point that out to a man, he's so incredibly convinced that she's the solution to his happiness, his joy, his well-being, that he pushes back. He immediately pushes back. He doesn't even consider it and go, is that true? Is there any merit to that? He just immediately pushes back and goes, she's not this and she's not that. And that just puts him in a powerless place. He sounds like a little boy. And I don't say that to shame him, because I was him. I did those same things myself. And if you sit on these calls long enough with other men in community and listen to each other talk, you start to realize how much we're afraid. He's afraid. He's afraid of upsetting her. He's afraid of making her mad. He holds a silent belief that he's bad, and that if he does something wrong, if he makes a mistake, if he upsets somebody, then somehow it means he's bad, that he's not good. And that speaks specifically about his sense of self as a person. And that's uncomfortable, and he doesn't like that. And so he avoids taking ownership for his own life. That's why he hands her the box with the little bow on it and wants her to be responsible for it. But when you sit on these calls and you listen to that, you start to realize that, he's really just afraid of upsetting her. Then once he owns that for himself and says, hey, hold on just a second, wait a minute. Yeah, I need to be clear about what I want. I need to be clear about who I want to be. I need to own my desires. I need to say what it is that I want. And I need to allow other people to have their feelings. And if they get upset about it, then I can hold space for them. I can allow them to process it, and I can know that I'm okay. And this is the kind of thing that we talk about, that I talk about with men on coaching calls, on group calls, and inside of my community. So I want to invite you to join me if you are having that right now, if you're experiencing that in your relationship where you are telling other people, you're telling your friends, your coworkers, your family, maybe you're just muttering to yourself in the car and you're saying things like, well, she's not this, or she wouldn't like that, or she would get upset, then that's clearly a sign that we've misplaced our power, that we need to take it back for ourselves. And I can talk with you about that. I can lead you to that place where you own yourself, where you make your own choices, and where it's okay for somebody else to not like what you have to say, but to respect you for saying it. And guess what? you'll respect yourself as well. And that's hugely important. And then you can take back that box from her with a nice little bow on it. And you can say, hey, you know what? I gave this box to you to hold for me. And that was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. That wasn't fair to you, and it wasn't fair to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that back. Thank you for holding it, but I'm gonna take that back for myself. She'll be much happier. You'll be much happier, and you can actually experience a 2.0 version of your relationship, something different. You actually can feel comfortable in your own skin and in control of your own life. So reach out, give me a call, contact me, private message me. There's a link in the description. There's plenty of ways that you can reach out and contact me. You can find me on happymancoaching.com and click on the contact form there, book a call, and we'll talk with each other. Until then, be good to yourself, and I'll talk to you soon.